Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Conscious Life Collective, Consciousness of the Week and Energy of the Week series that we do with our spiritual teacher and Kabbalah teacher, Michael Ocher. And today we're doing it on a different day. And it is because our spiritual teacher, leader, one of the founders of the Kabbalah Center, Karen Berg, had left this world exactly a week ago. So all of the changes we were making because of that, because we were honoring her passing, and there was a certain connection that teachers were doing and Michael was doing. So we're very happy to come back together today and dedicate this reading, this connection to Karen Berg. And
Yeah.
there's a lot to say about her, and I know Michael will say a few words. But also today, we want to just get really present to the energy of this week. And one of the ways of thinking about it is lost and found. And connect how do the questions that I would like to raise are, how do we stay connected to the force at all times? How do we stay connected to the creator or whoever you connect with that is a higher energy at all times? How do we have a strong like that space, that strength where we're certain no matter what is happening? Michael said earlier, having a strong North Star. It's one of the ways to think about that. How do we have sense of direction and confidence when the moment come and we question? So with that, Michael, I'm going to pass it along to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Julia.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been more than a week since Karen passed already, and it's been a very surreal and but also at the same time it feels very surprisingly very calm and happy at the same time. It doesn't feel like a death at all. It's the least sense of death that I experienced with anyone's passing, especially someone who's close to me. I I was close and was close and am close with Karen. She's an incredible human being who dedicated her life, the last 50 years of her life, to bring spirituality, the word of love, oneness, kindness, compassion, unity, awareness to the world. And tirelessly working to do this job and to spread this message and to share this amazing light and energy with the whole world. And thanks to Karen's and her husband's Rav Berg's um, efforts, the Kabbalah Center has been created, has been achieved all this amazing, incredible success that it has, and has been able to connect and connect people with higher levels of consciousness and receive answers to their problems and understand how to resolve their life issues, relationship issues, work issues, business issues, health issues, etc. So her energy is, to all of us, we feel it so much more even after her passing, that it's just, it really doesn't feel like a death. It really feels, and one of the things that Karen was amazing at, she was an incredibly strong person, a very strong individual, and it's something that she developed. She always shared, and she has an incredible book. I highly recommend it. It's called Two Unlikely People to Change the World, a memoir about her life and life with her husband Rav Berg. And she had a difficult childhood. She always shared that her childhood was not easy, it was not simple, but at the same time, it she says it kind of shaped her. It shaped her, and it gave her this strength, this tenacity, this ability to persevere and to follow through and kind of continue going no matter what. And she was obviously faced with an extraordinary amount of obstacles and difficulty, and it wasn't that it was a smooth road where she was just meditating one day and people were coming to her and the Rav. It was a lot of work, a lot of opposition, a lot of you know um, opposition was coming towards her. And but at the same time, she also said that that also gave her messages as an ability to see if this is the right way, what's the right way, etc. And she did something very revolutionary. Kabbalah was very closed as a system when she came into the field. It was very, very rigid, very kind of closed. And what she did is that she opened up this whole study, this whole wisdom to a completely new field. She started to push her husband to research more of the wisdom, to find where it talks about astrology, where it talks about dreams, um, where it talks about reincarnation, etc. And she was saying that if this wisdom is so powerful, then it has to include everything. And eventually, Varav did find everything, all the references. So that was really a feat that hasn't been done, for by anyone before her. And one of her characteristics, she had many, many beautiful characteristics that were so strong in her. One was kindness, an extremely kind person, very compassionate, at the same time very courageous, very brave, and tenacious, and not giving up, and following everything to the end, and not giving up. But she also had a very strong, this North Star kind of. She didn't need to. She was always connected to the light, and her son Michael Berg shared that it's something that's a gift to her, that she achieved this level of connection that didn't require so much effort. It was effortless for her. And in this ability to connect came right away. I'm sure it came because of past life efforts, etc. But this ability just to instantaneously connect to the creator, instantaneously connect to the energy, is something incredible. And that's what she really tried to make everyone aware of, that this is something that we all have. You're not necessarily, yes, we can and should use tools and they help us connect, but you want to achieve and come to a place where you're able to connect instantaneously, without any doubts. And the biggest obstacle that we have in connecting to a force, connecting to energy, is obviously doubts. And also when we don't put in the effort, also that's something that we should kind of do, is to put in the effort in spirituality. That spirituality is not necessarily just a simple kind of something that you do on the side, but spirituality is the point of why we're here. That's very important to understand, that we are here all for a spiritual purpose. Everything else is secondary. The evolution of your soul, the development of your soul, is the primary cause of us being in this physical reality. And the more you connect to that, the more happiness and fulfillment you're going to sense. And the more you deviate from that consciousness, the less fulfillment and happiness we're going to experience. So right now, the energy of the week, obviously, by the way, just when it says what, and any soul that leaves the physical reality, they become much more accessible. And especially somebody as an elevated soul, someone like Karen, who is by us, she's considered a righteous soul, and a very, very elevated soul that's available for every single human being right now, much, much more than ever before. So that's something that we want to take advantage of receiving messages and connecting to her support now more than ever. And it's a priceless gift, that the more, every if you're a student or if you're not a student, in your meditations, you can connect to this energy, connect to the soul this individual for guidance, for assistance, for support in anything that you want, in anything, literally anything that you want. As long as you understand that it's a spiritual process that you have to go through to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. That's essential, right? It's not just a kid store that you just ask and receive it, but you want to understand, what do I need to do spiritually in order to receive what I'm looking for my next level. So, this week's energy, Julia, like you shared, is energy of lost
Yeah.
and found. It's a very special week. It's a
Yes.
week that teaches us the ability to see,
To see.
the ability to see beyond the illusion. So there's a beautiful teaching that I really like, is that truth and illusion are always next to each other.
Mm.
So it's not so simple or easy to always understand the truth, because the illusion is going to be right next to it.
So keeping like that sense of direction and confidence
Yeah.
when we don't know, is it an illusion or is it the truth?
Hmm.
What's the best? What's the biggest? Because I know that a lot of people are asking this question in different formats. And energy of the week aligns with it right now. We have the
Yeah.
support to see the difference, right? So what can we share with people? What is this something that we can take home, that we can hold on to when that duality comes up?
The ultimate way is to always refer back. Actually, just something that came to me is something that Karen was always a fan of and always did, is ask for people's opinions. Always ask for everyone's opinions. Never close, or never, nobody was ever too unimportant or too important to ask for an opinion or their feedback. Asking for feedback and opinion from absolutely everyone. No, absolutely no ego attached. Asking for guidance and, opinions of people, literally from everyone. But at the same time, relying on your internal gut feeling, your soul, your intuition, however you want to refer to it, for that to be ultimately your guiding force. And the way we connect to that, this week is the week to practice it more and more. Ultimately, it's through a meditation, obviously, through when you, whatever it might be to for you, closing your eyes, doing deep breaths, using the special names that we have to help us connect. All of this is to establish a better bridge between us and our soul, because ultimately our soul is the connection to a creator, and that's where you want to receive your answers. That's where you want to receive your guidance. That's where your ability to understand what's true and what's illusionary going to be so much easier.
Mm.
So to me, that's personally my way of making the decision, making the right decision, is when I look inside, and when I ask myself, okay, so what do I want? What do I feel is the right situation to do in this? Sometimes it's to do what I don't want to do,
Mm.
right? Like, that's also sometimes the right decision. I know that some things for me are more naturally interesting. So, like, for example, this morning when I woke up, I had some time before coming to the office, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll come earlier, and I'll start the day earlier, even better. But then I'm like, or maybe I should do some physical activity, some stretching, and some exercise. I really didn't want to do exercise, but I know that every time I do it, I feel great. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out of my comfort zone and do what I don't want to do right now, and share with myself, take care of myself. And I did, and it obviously, as always, it feels great, and you always feel much more aligned, much more connected whenever you do go out of your comfort zone. So it's a magical tool, always to make sure that you don't stay in your comfort zone too much.
Mm.
And it's very interesting. This portion this week is the week when it's Rav Berg's birthday. It's very interesting how it all connects. So he was somebody who his one of his attribute was always going out of a comfort zone. Always. That was his motto. That was his motto. That if it's uncomfortable, if it pushes me to my next limit, to my next level, that's what I'm doing. And he was kind of like, we all have. It's something also that we want to recognize. We all have a version of ourselves right now, and then our ultimate version. And our ultimate version is a very powerful being with a lot of attributes, with a lot of abilities, with a lot of consciousness, with etc. and so forth. And this being has almost like magical, not magical, but almost like superpowers. So for example, one of the Rav's superpowers was always going out of my comfort zone, was always going out of what I want to do least. If it's uncomfortable, then that's what I'm doing. And he achieved such spiritual heights because he always went against the limits of the body also, the limits of what the comfort of a body, which is also something that you want to do. You want to be a controller of your body, not necessarily be governed by your body, right? That's the ultimate consciousness. You don't want your bodily consciousness to fully control your soul. You want your soul to be governing your body, which is a very big difference. So this week probably the ultimate gift that we have is we'll be able to see the truth. And something that you want to know is truth is not soft. Truth is not necessarily gentle. Truth is something that's strong, that's very direct. It's like the light of the sun. If you're
Mm.
not wearing glasses, if it's just gonna come at you, it's a pretty strong vibration. It's a pretty strong force. So truth will be kind of shown. You want it or whether you're ready or not. So the way to not counter it, but the way to balance it is just to be ready. It's just to understand that truth comes strong. It's just a message, but you still have an ability to digest and to receive it in a more merciful, more compassionate, more kind way. But this week, the veils that prevent you from seeing the truth will be lifted, and you'll be able to see where you should go, what decision to make, where you should be, who you should be with, what you should do, what you should invest your energy into, will be much, much more clear. And maybe we can offer them the special combination of Aramaic letters that, by meditating on that combination, also you connect to that. It will be so much more clear for you. That's something that the Rav had, for example, is this incredible, out of this world intuitive sense, like divine inspiration beyond anything that I've ever heard of anyone else having in this world. And obviously, if this is his week, this is his birthday week, this is his portion, and this is the only energy that is so strongly connected to a 72 name, the 72, the combination of Aramaic letters that provide this vibration of vision, of being able to see the truth, of being able to find yourself, to kind of come back to where you are. And that's an amazing gift that we really want to take advantage of. And also to be ready for it, and not to be too mushy wushy. It's not, it says the angel of truth is not a talkative one. It's not necessarily one that will like um, be there and like chat with you too much. It's more of a delivery. It comes to you with a message, and then you need to figure out what you do with it afterwards. But it's not necessarily kind of like a soft, gentle energy. It's a little bit more direct. So just to be ready for that, not to think that, um, not to expect it to be something complicated. Also, truth is simple. That's one of the teachings of wisdom of Kabbalah, is that truth is simple. It's not complicated. Just like Einstein once said, it's a beautiful story of when they were before the science world, agreed on the theory of Plato forces that form our Earth's crust. That was a theory, and that was the way they were explaining volcanoes, mountains, etc. And then there was another theory that was very complicated and that was very not easy to understand. And when they showed both of these theories to Einstein, he said, usually the simpler ones are the true ones. So, and which is right. He was right with that. That the simple law of Plato forces. I'm not sure how it's called exactly. I'm sorry, but Plato forces. That's how it works, and that's what it is. So truth is simple. Truth is simple, and sometimes the only problem is that we need to let go of what we think is right. You know.
Mhm.
So when not you, but when we are very strongly attached to a certain way we want things to be, then if the truth comes, it's going to be very kind of against and opposite of what you're expecting it to be. So that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but um, it's a great thing to practice letting go. It's a great exercise. It's very fun. It brings so much to our life when you let go and you let the new phase come in, new light, new energy, new beginnings to come into your life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So, yes, the truth is simple.
Yeah.
Anything that's complicated, just that alone is an indication that it comes from a different place.
Yeah.
I've been taking some notes as Michael was talking, and I've been posting them as messages, so
Awesome.
you can see them, guys. Um, so when Michael, when you said that Karen was somebody, like it's still like some noise with
Yes, I think it's from my phone.
from your
I don't
phone.
know how to stop it. I'll hold my phone.
Yeah. So when you said that Karen was asking questions to was asking anybody questions, so I just want to clarify. I think we're talking about um, receiving messages, and we can receive messages literally from anywhere and anyone. And so that is why it's so important to be open and to hear, like most unexpected places. You can be walking on the street and people are speaking, and all of a sudden you hear something, and what they're speaking, it's a message for you. So you might be exposed to that information totally accidentally, but the point is to be aware. The point is to be present. The point is to know that messages could come from such a different places. And when Karen was asking people who are completely maybe strangers, she was asking their opinion. It's not because, like sometimes people just love to receive opinions. So it's not just that. It's about like putting yourself in a place where you're open and you know that the message could come from any place. Message that you need to hear may come from very different person, the one that you least expect to hear it from, and a place you least expect to find it. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Beautiful.
I think it's very powerful,
Beautiful.
and putting ourselves in a space where we are open enough and we are asking to receive,
So
and
true.
we shall receive. And so how do you stay connected to the force of creator? Like how do you stay aligned with it?
It's such a funny thing. It's something that I also experience, that in all teachings and in reality, you're always connected. There's no such thing as being disconnected from the force, from the creator. It's a little bit, the more you study, the more you understand, that we are made out of the creator. Everything around us is made out of the creator. The creator is literally everywhere. So it's a little bit funny to actually realize that you feel disconnected, and you do feel disconnected. A lot of times you feel disconnected. You feel dark. You feel depressed. You feel unmotivated. You feel let down, etc. So that's normal, that's part of life. It's completely illusionary, all of it, obviously. Not obviously, actually, it's obviously from the logical point of view, from the understanding that we are always connected to the creator. But it's not necessarily, that's not always how you feel. So the way to the one way is, step one is to understand is that that's the actual, it's an illusion that we ever think that we're separated. That's, it's a total illusion that that consciousness of, it could be guilt, shame, anger, upsetness, depression, all those feelings that might be making us want to think that we are disconnected from the creator, is actually a total illusion. And that's actually an opportunity. It's an actual opportunity to help us be more connected. Because in reality, we're always connected. We are only maintained actually by the fact that the creator is sending this endless energy to us. And that's the only reason we're constantly maintained, is because we're constantly maintained by the light force of the creator. That's the ultimate truth. Now, the illusionary part, that's the part of our growth, is to understand that whenever we do feel disconnected, it's actually a sign that we're about to go to our next level, that we're about to experience something even more of ourselves. You're about to understand something deeper. You're about to learn something more. You're about to meet someone new. You're about to learn a new, learn a new lesson in life. So the feeling of being disconnected is most likely an indication that you are going to your next level. So the moment you feel that, that should be in the back of our minds. That should be in the back of our minds, is to understand, okay, I'm feeling this way, but it actually means that I'm only growing. I'm actually growing right now. And there's a few ways of always being connected. One of the ways is to remain in a state of joy. And it says it's one of the highest ways that a person can be connected to the creator, is to be in a state of joy. That's very essential. So do we always feel joy and, always spring out of our beds and, jump like a tiger out of our beds to conquer the day? No, not always. But that's what you should be aiming for. You want to aim towards this state of joy. Also, the most one of the most important states that you want to be in, that always helps, is to be in a state of appreciation and gratitude. So to appreciate things, to appreciate yourself. I learned something beautiful last week, that to appreciate all the things that you have accomplished in your life. Whenever you feel like things are not working out, when you haven't achieved a lot, when it's difficult to manifest or to do things, go in a, go into the mindset of remembering, what have you accomplished so far. What have you accomplished so far? Every single one of us accomplished incredible things in our life already, incredible things. So think about it. Wow, if you've done all that, it's going to give you such a confidence boost, and you're going to understand that you can do so much more. If you've done all that, then sky's the limit. There's nothing that can stop you from achieving so much more in your life. So that's something essential. And also a beautiful way is also to do something for someone else. When things are very difficult and when we do feel like we're not connected, actually being in service, thinking about another human being, and totally, this is something that Karen was incredible at, is going out of yourself, out of your own realm of needs, and thinking about another human being, and really not necessarily even, it's not a physical action, it's more of a state of mind and intention, to really remove yourself fully. And you're not doing it obviously in a state that to receive, you really go into mindset and intention of taking care of another human being. And when you do that, that's when things change also. When you completely divorce yourself from selfish receiving of whatever it is that you want to receive, and thinking about another human soul, another human being, another soul, another spark of the creator, it's going to give you a tremendous boost of light, tremendous boost of energy. So that's another way of how to be connected, is to to think about another person, to volunteer. We in the Kabbalah Center are so pro volunteering and motivating and inspiring others to care for other human beings, to volunteer, to do things that are not giving you anything back at all. When you're completely just selflessly caring for other human beings. So it's very powerful. That's another powerful way. And another way is just to remember it's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's just a game. Like, think of it as a game. The creator is hiding from you. He's always there. You are the creator, but just think of it like as a hide and seek. So he's hiding from you. So, okay, so try to find, okay, so where's he hiding? And where's the creator next? And what does he want me to do? And how does he want me to connect? So look at it that way, more fun, playful, cheerful, sorry about that, joyful way. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn around to get a stand for my phone. Yeah, so to do that, to do things in a more fun, joyful, happy, exciting way.
Lighter way, right?
Yes,
Sometimes
definitely.
we get so serious and so intense that we almost like cut the air.
Yeah,
We cut the air. So lighten up. And I'm saying it to
totally.
myself first.
To myself also.
Lighten up. Let it go. Yeah, to myself. Because I'm especially this week somehow. So thinking about another people and focusing our energy
Yes.
on other people is a blessing. Oh my God. It really is. It is a place where we feel a bond. Like I feel the bond that with the higher forces, with the creator, whoever guys you connect with. Um, the moment that it's not about me, it's not about us, we have partnership. We're not alone. We're never alone, but it's so obvious that we have partnerships. We are supported on completely different level, and that illusion kind of disappears without any effort,
Yeah.
effortlessly. That feeling of being disconnected. So beautiful messages, beautiful. Is there
Yes.
anything else, Michael, that we want to share with people today? Anything to take with us for this upcoming week?
I feel like the biggest thing is to understand that the difficulty is just your indication for us to go to our next level. That's ultimately the reason of why we experience a sense of lack of light, lack of energy, lack of the creator, is for us to go to our next boost of energy, next level of development, next evolutionary state of our consciousness and soul. So not to assume that it's something that is a punishment, that is, a way for you to experience pain or discomfort. It's just a way for you to learn what it is that we need to do next. That's it. That's the best way to look at it, in my opinion.
Amazing. I'm definitely going to use this lesson, use this connection, and and remind myself, because right now I feel that the every time the doors are open, sometimes like there's more going on to prevent us to get closer to that door. So
Right.
the doors are open. The doors are
Yeah.
open to connect to our next level of consciousness, to different level of awareness, to expand. It's almost like scaling,
Yeah.
expanding, having bigger impact, being taking responsibility not only for ourselves but also for people around us. Like Michael said, is such a rewarding thing to it's not a to do. This is okay. So here's what I want to say. All of this, everything that we spoke about today, is not about doing anything new. It's about who we are being, not what we're doing.
True. Yeah. The intent.
The intent, the consciousness, who we are being as beings, not as robots who know how to do things, not as a to-do list, not as a check-off list. We're very good at making things happen, but who we are being is changing the quality and the impact and the energy we're delivering into to this world.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Michael. So,
Thank you.
do we have a moment for go deeper into meditation and kind
Yes,
of
yeah,
like
definitely,
remembering? Guys,
definitely.
remember. So, one of the things I want to say is that when we are in the state of meditation, when we go deeper, when we go through the guidance, when Michael takes us through the meditation, remember how you feel, like capture that, create an image for yourself, take a picture, and when you need it, close your eyes and recall that picture, recall that feeling, remember how it smells, create that silver lining for yourself so that you can recall it, you can call it forth anytime. This is what this is for. This creates these not memories but captures, like capsules of energy that are yours, only yours, because one has a different experience, so you can call it forth anytime. That's the gift.
Exactly. Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right.
So it's a very simple meditation, very fun and easy to do. And it's all to help us internalize and provide these packets of energy, like Julia said, that will help us be guides and help us be kind of our wings and support system for times when we might not be experiencing our highest highs, and to give us a boost of energy and consciousness that will be a strong foundation and a strong backbone that will help us go through whatever we're going through. So the meditation is very simple. We're ultimately just going to the creator. And if you get a little lost, don't worry about it. Just follow my voice and follow what I'm saying and offering, and don't be so focused on the details. That's not the point. The point is to connect to the light. So the first thing is you want to close your eyes and you want to land inside your heart. Be present in your heart. And we want to send our consciousness to the middle of the earth, the core of the earth, where there's a lot of energy and light of the creator, and pull that energy and feel it coming from the bottom of our feet, through our calves, through our knees, our thighs, our hips, our entire body, our torso, all our internal organs, our hands, our neck, our head are being filled with new, fresh energy and light. And then you want to see as this energy is popping on top of your head and forming a beautiful ball of light above your head. You want to take a moment and observe and notice the color that this ball of light is for you today. And then I want you to pretend that you're in this ball of light and try to observe everything from this ball of light and see how perfect everything is around us. After that, we want to let this ball fly above our body, above the building we're in, above the city, above the state, the country, the continent, our planet, entering the solar system, and with ability to fly faster than the speed of light, going through the entire universe, passing all the galaxies, constellations, everything that is in our universe, and reaching the edge of the universe. And as we reach the edge of the universe, you want to go through this edge and go through layers of light. And as you go, it becomes progressively brighter and brighter and brighter. And we want to reach a very bright layer of light. We want to ascend higher. Next, we want to go to a golden hues, very soothing, calming plane. I always feel like home here. Next, we enter a plane that feels like liquid, like thick water. You want to keep going higher. And you want to see a beautiful shining of pearl-like light in the distance. And you want to approach this shining, approach this opening. And on an in exhale, pass through this opening, pass through this rectangular opening with beautiful light and enter the plane of the creator. And when you enter the plane of the creator, it's pure energy, pure light. It sparkles with pink and blue sparkles around you. You want to go even higher where it becomes completely, purely energy. And you want to visualize how your ball of light melts and becomes one with this energy, with the creator of all that is. With a Boré. And here we want to receive downloads, receive feelings, receive abilities, upgrade ourselves, see the future, do whatever we want to do. And the first thing, as connected to this week's energy, we want to amplify our ability to see, our ability to connect, our ability to hear, our desire to connect to the truth. And if you want to know what it means and what it feels like to be fully connected to the truth from the Creator, to hear it, to see it, to understand it, to feel it, to connect to it on every level of your soul, every level of your belief, every level of your consciousness, even every cell of your body to be connecting to that. Simply say yes. And you want to understand that receiving the truth, hearing it, understanding it, we need to be open. We want to be open. That it is for our ultimate good. That even if it's something that we might not want to hear, in the big picture, that is what will make us ultimately much happier than what we think we want. So we also want to awaken this ability of openness, of ability of detaching ourselves from our perspective, from our vision, from our desires. So this ability to detach is very crucial. In Kabbalistic language, we also call it restriction. And if you want to amplify your ability to detach from things, from your own views, your own beliefs, your own perspective, then also say yes. We know we're too attached to something that actually causes sadness, depression, anger, frustration. That's the ultimate source of those things. And we always want to connect to the light, to the creator, to the force, to the Borez, we call it in the Kabbalah. Always be connecting to the endless, to the Ein Sof. And also, if you want to know that you always are connected to the light, every step of the way, every moment, every second, every moment of your life, you are always, were, are, and will be connected to the creator of all that is. If you want to receive that download, also say yes. And you want to visualize and remember, how does it feel to be connected? How good it feels to be connected. That you are always connected. That all those moments when you felt like you weren't was just such a silly illusion. It was just a simple test, a simple veil. But in reality, you are the co-creator of your life. You are part of the creator. Everything around you is part of the creator. To feel the sense of calm, peace, joy, and gratitude from knowing that you are always connected to the light, always connected to the creator. And before we finish, we also always want to receive creator's perfect unconditional love, the true essence of the creator, to let it come into every level of our consciousness, every level of our soul, every cell of our body, our environment, our loved ones, the entire world. So if you want to participate in that, say yes. And remember to always be happy, always have fun, always be in joy. That's what we're meant to do. That's what the Creator wants us to do, to always experience joy, fulfillment, and happiness on every level of our being, every level of our soul, every level of our belief, every level of our consciousness. Every cell of your body to be filled with consciousness of joy, happiness, peace, and gratitude. And we want to blast this energy to the entire world, to cover our earth with this beautiful light, beautiful energy. And before we open our eyes, you can visualize as you're being washed and rinsed by the Creator's light. Fill yourself up with this light again, and feel free to open your eyes whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This
Thank you, Julia.
beautiful and powerful connection. Thank you so much, you guys, everybody who's watching us now, watching us as a replay. Have a beautiful
Thank you.
week. And just know we are never alone. We are always connected to the Creator. And if you want to feel it, Michael suggests, like, shared with us two ways. One is to just put yourself in a space of joy, and another one, appreciation and gratitude, focusing on other people and being of
Yeah.
service. So, share this recording with anybody who you think might enjoy it or benefit from. And let's have a
Amen.
beautiful week together.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen.
See you, Julia.
We'll
See
see
you.
you next
Bye.
week again. Bye.